Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to MHF people. Welcome to another stream of this international break. We'll talk about it. We'll explain to you the stream. But first of all, I need you guys to hit that like button. This is going to be an unusual stream, similar to the last one, where you guys make the stream happen. You guys, your takes. It is not our takes. It is not our takes. The title is there, yes, but hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's your takes. We want to hear what you think. This is how the stream is going to go. Big up everybody that is here. Of course, myself and Husam, we're here doing streams for you. Entertainment at its best. I want to hear what you guys say. Here is how the stream is going to go. I want to hear your take, your wild takes. I want to hear a wild take from you, an unusual take. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example now. You can say that Bukayo Saka, because Rodri is injured, is the best player in the league, the most valuable player, for example. You can say Havertz can be as good as Erling Haaland if he played for Manchester City as a striker. Wild take. I want to know what you think, right? And then we can discuss that take. Hit that like button. This is same as start, bench, sell, but I want to hear your take. I'm going to give you an example. It's not about Amad Diallo's overrated. The wild take would be Amad Diallo is not even top of the table player, top half of the table player. Amad Diallo is Everton level. To take it, Bukayo Saka is as good, for example, as Dwight McNeil. That is the takes I want to hear, people. I want to hear what you got, and then we can discuss it. I want to hear your beliefs that you don't tell anyone. You know, it's here, MHF, when you sit by yourself and you have your wildest take, right, within yourself, and you think, wallahi, these guys are chatting shit. This guy, Saka, is so overrated. This guy, Declan Rice, is so horrific. I want to hear these takes. I want to hear these takes. Harry Kane is the best striker to ever play in the Premier League. I want to hear these takes. Because we want to discuss it. Is it true or false? When you are by yourself, holding your phone, watching Instagram reels or TikTok reels, and you think about football, and you're like, oh my God, this guy Haaland is so... This guy Kevin De Bruyne is not even close. And you say myself, by the way, Caicedo can be Rodri's level. Declan Rice is as good as Makaleli. I want to hear these takes. You know, guys? And I want to hear your inner takes, the takes that you are afraid, that you think, and I want to hear you guys, because you can think this take is true. I want to hear that take. So hear me out here. I'm gonna let Husam talking about. Listen, first, let's get the likes to 100 right away, right? We got 150 people. We're just starting. It's a slow day. And we came up, myself and Husam, with this subject, and we said, let's talk about it, you know? When I want to hear the Trent thing. Trent is not as good as Liverpool fans make it be. And I want to hear what you think. So hit that like button. Let me know what you think. And I want to let Husam start with his wildest take. And I have a wild take. I want to hear Husam's wild take. The first one is Husam's wild take, and we're going to discuss it. But I want to hear your takes, guys. I want to hear your take. Go ahead.
It's very easy for me. People think it's a wild take, but it's not. I think Paul Scholes is the most overrated Premier League player of all time.
Talk about this.
Yep. Paul Scholes is the most overrated player of all time. Overrated.
Can you elaborate on this take? Like, you don't think he's a bad player, but you think people put him on a pedestal that he's not, like,
yes,
he doesn't belong at all.
Listen, Gerrard and Lampard both are much better than Paul Scholes. Both of them can carry a team. Both of them can take a team to the next level. Both of them can win you games. Paul Scholes can't. And people act like, first of all, 3/4 of the quotes on Paul Scholes are made up. That's just the truth of the matter. Many of them is not true quotes to begin with. You know, a lot of them are made up by Man United fans so they can sleep well at night. The truth of the matter is Gerrard and Lampard are in a league of their own compared to Paul Scholes. And even growing up, the comparison my whole life was Gerrard versus Lampard. And then 10 years later, suddenly people started including Scholes after he got retired. But While they were playing, no one compared them, and it's shown by their numbers. I mean, Gerrard made the World 11 3 times. Lampard made it once. Scholes never even got nominated for a Ballon d'Or. Do you understand what nominated means? As in, make the top to 30. You know that Jamie Carragher has more Ballon d'Or nominations than Paul Scholes.
No, I
Do
don't
you?
believe
No.
you.
Go check it. Do you know that Mason Mount and Jorginho Wijnaldum
No.
have more Ballon d'Or nominations than Paul Scholes? More. Gerrard in the PFA team of the season 8 times.
You know that
Lampard
brings me
5
to
times.
the. You know that guys. That guys. That brings me to the best. My best take. Okay. Is that Pep Guardiola is not as close. Is not as close as people think to Alex Ferguson. I believe no manager ever in the Premier League would have done what Alex Ferguson. It's actually the truth, in my opinion. And the reason why I'm saying this, I'm going to explain this. Pep Guardiola is an amazing manager. But no one, and I'm going to explain this, and we're not going to dwell on it for a while. But Alex Ferguson, what he did, because what Husam said, that Paul Scholes is not Gerrard, is not Lampard.
Yeah.
Gary Neville is the most overrated right back in football history. He's just an average footballer. Michael Carrick is good, but he's not elite. He's 2 tiers below the likes of Gerrard. 2 tiers below them. If Scholes is 1 tier, Michael Carrick is another one. Park Ji-sung is just Jordan Henderson. Basically, Park Ji-sung is Jordan Henderson. The facts that Alex Ferguson won all these league titles and made all these players. John O'Shea, Woods Brown, right? Nicky Butt, Phil Neville. Like all these players, right? David Beckham was fantastic in crossing. But in crossing and maybe some long pass. Otherwise, David Beckham was a slow player. Physically was not very strong, right? Like he's not quick. He's not amazing in like position and dribbling and stuff like this. The facts are what Alex Ferguson did, taking an average team, makes him, for me, the GOAT manager, in my opinion. The GOAT manager in the Premier League. That is that. Because we can't just sit here and say most of Man United players are good, but they aren't of the elite level. I'm talking the elite level when you talk at the Dan level. You know what I mean? A difference, apart from Ronaldo and maybe Rooney. By the way, I believe the one who made Rooney like this is Alex Ferguson. He took Rooney, molded him, saw what is good about the guy, the physicality, the running, the passion, the striking and all of this, and he elevated him to a completely different level. That is Alex. This is why, for me, Alex Ferguson is the GOAT. When you can go to the Champions League and win with these players and win a treble. By the way, people didn't watch, for example, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was an average footballer. He's an average footballer, bro. An average one. Alex Ferguson made him that. That's a credit to him. So for me, that is why Pep would have never done with this Man United team what Alex Ferguson did. Never. Right? But people are afraid to say these stuff. You know why? I'm going to tell you why, Hassan. Because that puts Man United players in a tier below everyone else. The legends. Because all they saw is this generation. But that is the reality.
Did you see the first super chat, by the way? I hope you're ready.
I didn't. But I want more super chats. Saka is Bakayoko with a limp. Absolutely, that's insulting. I don't think that is true.
Not just a wild take. That is a silly take. Very silly take. Talking about Bukayo Saka in that level. Come on, man. Come on.
Which Bakayoko, actually? Which Bakayoko?
Johan Bakayoko. I refuse to even. I don't even want to be on the screen when this super chat is up. That's how bad that is.
This is so wild.
Oh, you know what's funny? Read his name, Mo.
Yeah, Migbali. It's a banter.
Does it make sense?
You know, this one is a banter-driven. It's not actually. I don't think you believe that. I don't think anyone believes that Saka's actually that bad.
There is no way.
There is no way. There is no way you guys believe that this is true, actually. There is no way
Man
whatsoever.
said Saka is Bakayoko.
Bro,
with a
I
lip.
promise you, no one believes that. You don't
That's not a
believe
wild
this.
take. That's a shit take.
You don't believe that. 100% you don't believe that. Johan Bakayoko. Oh my God, bro. You don't believe that, bro.
Give us your wild takes in the chat.
Give us your wild takes, people. Like, but in my opinion, this is an absolute, it's not a wild take, it's a
This
shit
is a
take.
travesty. This is a travesty to
It's
football.
not even like true. It's not even true. Okay. It's a good wild take as well. Klopp is one of the most influential managers in sports history. If he would get the same treatment as Fergie and Pep, he would have won 5 or 6 league titles. I'm gonna answer this first, or you want to answer? I know it's Liverpool.
Go ahead, you
disagree with-
answer first as the neutral.
I disagree with this. I disagree. I actually don't think if he was that influential, right? He would have changed the way people play football. He's a very, very good manager, but he's not as influential as the Pep, Ferguson, as the Mourinho in the history of the sport. Even Antonio Conte has influenced the sports more, in my opinion, actually. I think Antonio Conte have influenced a big part of the sport more than Jurgen Klopp. That doesn't take anything away from him. The word influential.
How did Conte influence football more than Klopp?
Conte influenced the whole part of the world about the 3-5-2, and in Italy, managers that will come now to the top, managers that a lot of managers play that system because of him, that wing back. Antonio Conte had a revolution about the job of a wing back, actually, the way the back three attack, the two striker formation, the two striker working with each other. I think Antonio Conte influenced the sport more. You'll see a lot of teams in Italy. You like it or you don't like it. There's a lot of managers, right, that play 3-5-2 because of him and because of how successful he was with that system. Remember, he won a lot of trophies with Juventus. He made Juventus who they are at that time, in my opinion. So I believe he's more influential than Jurgen Klopp. The thing about Jurgen Klopp won the Premier League and challenge with Pep, yes. I believe if Antonio Conte stayed and got the same, I'm going to tell you this. I believe Antonio Conte stayed in the Premier League and got the same money as Jurgen Klopp and the longevity. Of course, it didn't happen. That's a big if. He would have challenged Pep Guardiola. He would have might have won more than actually Jurgen. He might have won a league title too, but Jurgen Klopp was unlucky. I said that many times to you, that in terms of winning, to lose 1 point behind Pep twice and be that good is very unlucky, by the way. It's very unlucky because it takes one decision. Anyway, that's my take.
I mean, look, thing is with
Why
the
are
whole
people so
situation-
triggered? I don't understand this. I didn't insult Jurgen Klopp. He's very successful. He's not as influential, in my opinion.
I mean, I have a video regarding Tuchel's obsession with Klopp that I was trying to find, but I can't find it. But everyone knows
You
the
don't
video.
like, I know, but you don't like Thomas
Yeah,
Tuchel. I know that video when he was
Yeah.
like, he was so
Obsessed
adamant
basically
not to
with Klopp.
copy Jurgen Klopp, so obsessed not to be.
Here's the thing: Jurgen Klopp is the type of manager that always had the tough tests. The guy got Mainz promoted for the first time ever in their history. The guy won Dortmund back-to-back titles and got them to a Champions League final and did the double. Came to Liverpool, sleeping giant, 30 years, no league title, won a league title at Liverpool, won a Champions League at Liverpool. The problem with Klopp is the following, and every manager has negatives. Pep overthinks the big game. Every manager has a negative. There's no manager with zero negatives. This is the problem with this conversation. We don't have the other side of the argument to actually test it out or to actually look at it. Is it true? Is it not true? What exactly is going on? We don't have the other side. Meaning, I've never seen Klopp manage PSG.
Yes.
I've never seen Pep Guardiola manage AC Milan. So I just don't know. I don't know how I can make this comparison when one guy is like basically rich his whole life and the other guy isn't. I mean, let's not act like Jurgen Klopp didn't have his best player taken away from him every single season. And by who? By the rival that he's competing with for the league title. So like the fact that he had to deal with that the whole time shows me that, okay, obviously the tests is just a lot more difficult than any of these managers went through. Because when you look at Mourinho's tests, you look at Guardiola's tests and stuff like that, it's a different level, it's different type of test. So yeah, that's the thing for me. Like, obviously he's very influential. He's one of the best German managers ever. He's actually the first German manager to win the Premier League ever. So this for me is something that obviously has massive influence. He's loved by every club. He's loved by Mainz fans, by Dortmund fans, by Liverpool fans. The truth of the matter is Conte just doesn't have a good record in Europe as well. So that's the thing as well that goes against him, because he had very
I never said that Antonio Conte is better than him, actually. I would rather have Jurgen Klopp than Antonio Conte.
Yeah, but the thing is with the 3-5-2,
the influence is different.
You can go back to the days of Arrigo Sacchi. You can go back to longer days as well with managers doing it. But anyway, let me just play the video.
He becomes quite paranoid about the ghost of Klopp.
Yes.
I mean, you would be, wouldn't you, if you always are succeeding Klopp?
There are stories about Jurgen Klopp's name being informally banned inside the Dortmund changing room. So Jurgen Klopp becomes the Voldemort figure of Borussia Dortmund at this time. One of the senior executives described having a meeting with Tuchel where they're talking about some sort of changes they want to make to the stadium and to the pitch. He makes a benign comparison to how it used to be in the Klopp days, and Tuchel absolutely flips. He starts raging and screaming at the mention of the name of Jurgen Klopp. To make matters even worse, Dortmund play Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. They lose a 3-1 lead, 4-3 in a second leg at Anfield, and it just seems to prove to Thomas Tuchel that nothing that he can do is ever going to match up to the standards of Jurgen Klopp, and that humiliation at Anfield just kind of tops it all off.
So obviously Jurgen Klopp has influenced a lot of managers, and he's influenced playing styles, because a lot of people gegenpress, because of Jurgen Klopp. So this is just the truth of the matter. So listen, man, for me, I love Jurgen Klopp. I just wish he had the opportunity to manage a giant that has a lot of money. That's it. Maybe one day, 5 years from now, Jurgen Klopp becomes the PSG manager, wins 5 League A titles in a row and like 3 Champions Leagues, and everyone realizes once and for all.
Yeah. Keep them coming, people. Keep the takes coming, because I like this. That's content for you. Jose and Carlos bigger than Pep. I'm gonna let Husam start this.
Better, not bigger.
Better, bigger.
Better, yeah, not bigger.
I'm used to like Arsenal bigger than this, Man City bigger than this.
So
actually, hold on. This sign is bigger than 5, bigger than 3.
Is he talking about them being taller than him or bigger?
And Abdi has the 2 pounds you spent. Abdi has. You could have actually said better, and I think it would have allowed you. Abdi has. Abdi Habib, it would have allowed you. You're letting me argue with Husam about bigger or better. Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead. Greater. Aha! Wallah, Somali flame is with the translation. Go ahead, Husam. Habibi. But don't, what do you think, it's a wild take or no? First of all, do you think it's a wild take?
I don't think it's a wild take, because Jose Mourinho, what he did at Porto, what he did at Inter, winning trebles with those 2 teams is very special. So we cannot ignore that. The thing that works against Mourinho is the downfall of his career, because it's been south ever since. After Man United, it's been south. Like Tottenham, Galatasaray, whoever the hell he manages now. So it hasn't really worked out for him. Roma before then. But he does win everywhere he goes. You want to know the problem, Mo? What did I tell you earlier on? I've just never seen Pep in this scenario. Why? Pep will never go manage Lazio. You know what I'm saying? So we'll never find out once and for all, like, can Pep do this with these shitter players? I don't know, because I've never seen it before. Carlo Ancelotti, obviously his Champions League record is very impressive. The thing that works against Ancelotti is he never won back-to-back titles, never in his life, and he had very good teams as well. The good thing about Carlo Ancelotti is he gives you the freedom, so he always gives you good football to watch. So I don't know, man. Like Jose Mourinho, prime Jose Mourinho, I'd take over Pep. Yes, prime Jose Mourinho, but current version of Jose Mourinho, probably not. Carlo Ancelotti, there's a very solid argument, because he won 5 Champions Leagues, which is not a joke. This is a big deal.
I think Jose Mourinho is one of the best. I don't think they are greater than Pep, because what Pep does with like the team's domination and stuff like this, what Pep did to Manchester City, I believe no other manager would have done, in my opinion, with Manchester City. No one would have limited Jurgen Klopp with that amazing team of Liverpool that got 90 plus point 3 times to one league title. I believe so. Even though he kind of underperformed a little bit, because I think that Pep should have won 2 Champions Leagues by now, at least. The amount of times he was nominated. But the way
2 Champions Leagues is a joke, Mo. You have to say it as it is. More. They went out to Lyon. They went out to Monaco. They went out to us, the 4th place Liverpool.
In six.
They went out to Spurs. Yes.
No, but hold on. I don't. But I want to say something. Actually, the reason why I put Mourinho above all of them, apart from the Porto and the Inter thing, what Mourinho, I believe Chelsea in the current moment have fans. The global influence of Jose Mourinho at Chelsea is what made a lot of people Chelsea fans.
Of course.
It's not only about managing.
Glory hunters, yes.
It's not only about managing the football club, Chelsea fans. You know, I know how people fell in love with Jose Mourinho's interviews at Chelsea, saying that I'm here to dominate Alex. Arsene Wenger had an invincible season, and Jose Mourinho came and said, "You're going to sit on the floor. You aren't even close to me." You know what I mean? And by the way, that team at that time still had Henry. He didn't leave at that time yet. Jose Mourinho, at that time, number one, he influenced the sport, playing the 4-3-3. He made a lot of players magnificent. I believe that people remember the likes of Milito because of him. People remember the likes of Goran Pandev because of him. Even like Esteban Cambiasso was good. Mourinho took him to a different level. Mourinho took Lucio to a different level. Walter Samuel to a different level. Damian Duff, Joe Cool. You know, he actually influenced Lampard. He made Makaleli even better and better. That is why I think for him, number one, when Pep came to the Premier League, it was only Chelsea under Antonio Conte who's already fallen out with Abramovich. He wanted to go. They were like, shit, like after the year after. You know, he had the good first year, 93 points. And then the year after, we know the second year of Antonio Conte, you're shit. He wants every single player around him. So that's why I think Jose Mourinho is so underrated in the history. Sharif, Conte never built a team, stays for 18 months more in one place. 100%. But I'm going to tell you something. One of the reasons
Slot is top of the league right now with all of Klopp's players.
Yeah. But
so this is something we can't deny, obviously.
One of the reasons, Bastoni, Barella, Lautaro, right? By the way, Antonio Conte worked with Lamar. And by the way, the definition of how to work with a striker is how Antonio Conte even made Diego Costa better, made Lukaku better. He made Barella good. That is why I think he's so Conte is so underrated. Victor Moses, Alonso. You know, he took players to a different level. David Luiz. But the problem with Antonio
Conte... The problem is, look at Conte. Look at the club when Conte leaves it.
Yes. I'm going to tell you the difference.
Look at Inter Milan when Conte left.
Conte doesn't make players loyal. He doesn't build. I believe that, I don't know, I was never in the dressing room. But you see the way Jurgen Klopp built the club from all the way down, all the way top. You believe the club has a unity. I think Antonio Conte, when he leaves clubs on a bad note. That everyone is fighting everyone. This guy's not happy. Mourinho, when he leaves clubs on a good note. In Inter did it, in Porto did it, you know what I mean? Even in Real Madrid, forget Spurs. Yeah, I don't consider Spurs part of this conversation. Don't mention Spurs. They're not.
Roma.
That is what my take about Antonio Conte. So, but Conte, yes. But Conte built Inter. Took Inter with Spalletti, made us a Premier League winner, and I think Inzaghi built on him. Morpheus is saying, heard that Palmer is doing what Suarez done for Liverpool. At this point, let's start comparing him to Messi.
You know, Morpheus, I'll tell you something.
The
problem is with the Chelsea fans is, number one, they're starving because they haven't seen major success since 2021, the Champions League. They haven't seen a league title since 2017. The truth of the matter is, people are doing too much with the Scholes Palmer stuff because it's the only thing that Chelsea fans have right now to hang on to. Cole Palmer is the only thing that Chelsea fans have. They have no recent success to think about. They have nothing exciting. It's just him. It's just him. That's the thing that they have to be excited about. Cole Palmer can only dream of hitting Suarez 13, 14 seasons. Because Luis Suarez almost made Sacco, Flanagan, Martin Skrtel, Nathaniel. He made these players almost league champions. You understand? Simon Mignolet was in goal. He made that team almost a league champion. Henderson, Joe Allen in midfield. He made them almost league champions. If we were to do a combined 11, 13, 14 Liverpool side, and this current Chelsea side, how many Liverpool players do you think start for this Chelsea? I'll tell you. Suarez, Sturridge, okay?
Gerrard.
Khalas. The rest is all Chelsea.
No,
You think I would
defenders.
rather I would rather have Fofana and Colwell over Mamadou Sakho and whoever. I would rather have Cucurella over John
It was
Flanagan.
Martin Skrtel at that time.
Yeah,
I think,
I would rather have Cucurella over John Flanagan. This is the
I don't
thing.
think-
People are doing too
I
much.
don't think people understand how
You know
good
who was our
Suarez
backup
was.
left back? Ali Sissoko.
I remember Alex Sissoko.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy almost made these names league champions. Iago Aspas. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Stop. Chelsea fans is doing too much every fucking day, bro. Every day.
Mourinho successful but very toxic manager. He couldn't handle one team more than 2-3 years. Pep and Fergie great managers, but the biggest cheats. I don't know about Fergie being cheat, and I don't know about Pep being cheat. But all I know is that Mourinho, always the circumstances that Mourinho worked at Inter, at Porto, at Chelsea are inferior to the rest of the teams around him.
It's crazy how Pep is always surrounded by these like allegations, the referee stuff with Barcelona, and the Man City stuff now.
Don't
It's
let me
mad.
start, please. Don't get me started.
You can start, Adi. This is the
Yeah,
wild
baby.
thing.
If it wasn't, that's my wildest take, right? If it wasn't for the game against Chelsea, this legacy of all Barcelona team would not have happened. If that was the most scandalous game in Champions League history, all this legacy until 2012, until he left, would not have happened. All this legacy would not have happened. I believe Barcelona would not have been the same Barcelona as we see today if it wasn't for the 2008 Champions League. The 2009, I'm sorry. The 2009, Barcelona would not have won a treble, and they don't deserve the treble because Chelsea should have won that game fair and square. We know what happened in that game. It's one of the worst games ever in Champions League history, by the way. One of the worst games ever. They would not have won the
You
Champions
remember
League.
Robert Van Persie red card?
That as well. We all remember the red cards at Real Madrid when Mourinho said, this is unfair. We're playing against 12 players. And Mourinho was right. We all know that it was because of, at that time, the UEFA, the FIFA guy said that he likes Messi than anyone else. The referees, listen, you wanna, it's not only about Messi, but it's about the player that is like Messi, introvert, doesn't talk, doesn't complain as much, and has the ball and has all the skills, get protected. And because at that time, people started paying more attention. The Ronaldinho days, the Ronaldo days, and before that, football was a bit rough. Football came to more protection around that team. So don't get me started on this Mourinho versus Pep and all the shit, bro. We all know. Barcelona fans know, but they will never tell you, bro. They will never tell you. They will never tell you the truth because it tarnishes their history, bro. Because the recent history of Barcelona, Real Madrid, by the way, Real Madrid
that
as well.
game against Chelsea is the second biggest robbery in football history.
What's the first? In my opinion, I know the first.
Liverpool against Spurs last year.
That is not a robbery because that is a mistake.
Just joking.
I think
the two biggest robberies in football is that Chelsea game and Maradona handball.
Forget the hand. At least that hand. I think the three biggest robberies in football history are Italy versus Korea, Spain versus Korea.
Yes, 2002.
And 2002, Spain versus Korea. Gamal Al Ghandour, the Egyptian referee, is definitely instructions that Korea has to go to semi-final because it happened against Italy and against Spain. And then that game where it was so instructed that Barcelona had to win that trophy. They have to.
That game
the
against
instruction
Chelsea, Barcelona 2009, is one of the worst robberies ever. You know which one was the worst one out of all of the decisions in that game? Michael Ballack took a shot with his left foot. Piqué did this to the ball,
Piqué literally did this.
and the
and-
referee is like between me and this poster right here, like he's right next to it, and Ballack starts chasing him around. That game was just was an absolute
So that's
robbery.
why I believe that whole generation of Barcelona, that's one of the reasons I don't like Barcelona, that game, because it's unfair. It was unfair. Chelsea did everything in football that they deserved to win the game. And then comes a referee, not one decision, 2, 3 decisions, and then that happens.
In
So
the
that
words
is
of
the
Drogba,
problem.
it's a fucking disgrace.
It's a disgrace, bro. A disgrace. Vinicius. Liverpool should buy Luis Enrique for the right wing.
You know, Vinicius, I love the fact that you keep scouting players from the continent for us. Unfortunately, we are incapable of getting transfers over the line. So it doesn't matter. Let me worry about my star player going to Madrid first.
Guys, we're over 400 people here and we aren't even on 100 like, you know that?
That's the real robbery. You guys are a disgrace. You guys are all like that Polish referee.
This is really a disgrace.
If you want to get insulted and get called the Polish referee, don't like the video. There you
Like
are.
seriously, guys, we need 200 likes now. Hit that like button, people. Come on. Mr. Iqbali, Liverpool is the most overrated English club. Won Premier League in 30 years and 95% of their success came from the Jurassic era.
Here's the thing you need to understand, Mr. Iqbali. History doesn't matter for the ones that don't have it. The reason why you don't care about history is because Chelsea went 55 years without a league title twice. 55 years. Not 1 year, not 2 years, not 10, not 20, not 30, not 40. 55 years without a league title twice. Second of all, if you did some research before embarrassing yourself, most of Liverpool's trophies came in the late 70s, early 80s, of which there was match of the day, there was offsides, all the rules that you see applied today, except VAR, and maybe booked for diving. Other than that, every other decision was there back in the day. And actually, Liverpool didn't even have the best players and are the only team in English history to dominate both England and Europe at the same time. The only team in the history of the sport in England to dominate continent and local. And they did it with essentially English, Scottish, and Irish players. That's it. Maradona played for Napoli. Mo will tell you right now. The best players, the players that won World Cups and won Euros and etc., were players that played in Germany, played in Spain, played for all these clubs. And at the end of the day, people don't know this. The last team to beat Real Madrid in a Champions League final was in the early 80s. Literally was in the early 80s. When Liverpool beat Real Madrid, that's the last time they lost a Champions League final. So history doesn't matter only for people who don't have it. That's it. And you and the City fans are the only two groups of people who agree that history doesn't matter. But yeah. Also, with all the technology and everything you have nowadays, all you would have to do is just open up a new tab and you would find games from 1978 to watch, from 1981 to watch. You could watch anything you want. So, yeah. And the reason why all of you say, by the way, using this logic, 10 years from now, if you don't win a league title or a Champions League, someone can say, Chelsea aren't a big club. They won all their titles 20 years ago. That's the thing. History, present, at some point in time will become history. So is it your present only that matters? Simple.
Red Indian felt like Mo sold his soul to City yesterday.
Talk to me, Mo.
Because I did like a stream with City, I'm going to make it weekly, Red Indian. It's going to be weekly show for City people.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, I will. Why not? I'm an ahura. I can do whatever the fuck I want on my channel. Yeah, and it's good that I had... So nobody mentioned that I had an Arsenal stream and I had a Liverpool...
When we meet, inshallah, in real life, before I hug you and, we meet as brothers for the first time, I have to just punch you once.
Why?
That's because you're
Why?
so irritating. You're
Why?
so irritating, wallahi. This guy said,
Why?
City. Yesterday in the stream, 30 minutes, they were seeking validation from the chat and calling me out.
But that's the whole point.
Martin was talking for 10 seconds and then typing in the chat. And Martin is so, his take is so dumb. He says Husam is a plastic Liverpool fan and a glory hunter. Imagine telling a Liverpool fan who's 30, he's a glory hunter. My whole life, I've seen 3 big trophies. I've seen 2 Champions Leagues, 1 Prem. How I'm a glory hunter, I don't know. People who are my age, who are glory hunter, supported United and Chelsea. Those are the 2 clubs. No one else. Imagine glory hunting to watch
5
Sotiris
years older than
Kyrgiakos.
you,
What a
Arsenal
glory.
fans. 5 years older than you, Arsenal fans, all of them.
Yeah, but like if you're a 30-year-old Arsenal fan, like Saad, prime example. Saad is 29.
Ya Habibi, Saad is from London. He has the right to be an
Saad
Arsenal
is
fan.
29, okay?
Yeah.
Saad is an Arsenal supporter, okay? Can you call Saad a glory hunter?
Why would he be a glory hunter?
Because there is no glory to hunt. Same for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. He never seen anything in his life.
Everyone
bro.
knows my story already. I've said it 100 times. First football I ever watched, just like Mo. You need to understand, with international fans, 99% of them get introduced for football via the World Cup most of the time. I watched the World Cup. I really liked Michael Owen. I followed him, became a Liverpool fan. It's very...
This is
it's from
98
2000
Cup, of course. And then when the Premier League came
2002, yeah, since 2002, I've been a Liverpool fan.
so you
22 years, and then some random
You know,
City fan calls me plastic. I watched
I just-
Sotiris Kyrgiakos, Paul Konchesky. I can name you names that you know and guys don't even know. Samid Yassel, Christian Adorjan. I can name you some names of certain players. Wallahi, none of you. Who here knows? Who here remembers Damien Plessis? Don't ever call me a fake Liverpool
You know,
fan.
it's the same exact one like me. I watched the first actual football that I watched was 94 World Cup. You probably were 98. No, you were too young, 98. 2000. Yeah, it was 98. And then for me, 4 years later, I became an Inter fan because now Serie A came to the picture. Yes. Gregory is saying 2004 to 2007, Ronaldinho became football himself. The essence of football, incarnate. No one comes close. I'm going to tell you something, Gregory. No one, in my opinion, no one in the history of the sport, right, had a better season, and it's not about the GA, than Ronaldinho 05-06 when Barcelona won the Champions League. No one ever had a season like that, ever. Like, the reason why I say that, because I watched that season, I watched Ronaldinho destroy dreams of people in the world. I saw people collapse. I saw my friends cry because they are facing Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho by himself, I know people like Messi and say Cristiano did this for Manchester United. Yes, Cristiano did it for Man United. Messi did it for many, many years. That particular season when Ronaldinho won Ballon d'Or, people don't understand how he was doing everything in football that people like to watch. He was ridiculous. 05, 06, Ronaldinho. And I actually think it's the most compilation for a player from one season ever. And it's not about goals or assists, dribbles, receiving the ball, first touches, everything. It's not about GA. It was never about who scored the goal. It was about who's leading the team, and it was Ronaldinho. That is my take, Gregory. So I agree with this. 04, maybe, but it's that 05, 06. It's just astonishing that it took him 1 year to completely fall apart. That literally, he had to just go to Milan. Took him 1 year after this. He fell apart somehow. He couldn't dribble the same dribble. So yes. Zain, the Madrid 3-peat team is overrated. Yes, they won 3 Champions Leagues, but only 1 league title. No dominant. Best team wins 1 title in their dominant period era. That team, I don't know. Do you think it's...
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, when you talk about... Here's the thing you need to understand, Zain. We're talking about Madrid. Okay, maybe they won 1 league title, but they won 3 UCLs. So it's not like they won 1 league title and 3 Copa del Reys. They won something that's even more luxurious than winning La Liga. You know? I get what you're saying, but obviously, here's the thing with Real Madrid. You need to understand. In Barcelona, it's all about the system. 4-3-3, pass, tiki-taka, so it's easier for them to dominate. Madrid was more an individual brilliant team. You get me? So Madrid was almost like Ronaldo win us the game, Bale win us the game, Kroos win us the game, Modric win us the game. Hell, even sometimes Casemiro win us the game. You get what I'm saying? So every time it was someone, Keylor Navas won them some games. Like, the thing is, if you're winning the most luxurious trophy 3 times in a row, I'll give you an example. Let's say Mo becomes a runner tomorrow. He becomes an athlete. He becomes a sprinter. Okay? So when Mo becomes a sprinter and an athlete, he wins 3 Olympics in a row, but only wins 1 World Cup. And 2 others beat him in the 2 other World Cups. Can you say Mo didn't dominate just because he didn't win the 2 World Cups? But he won the Olympics. The Champions League is the equivalent of the Olympics. The biggest trophy available to you. The biggest medal available to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Morpheus is saying, it's the EPL harder to win than the World Cup?
No.
Yes or no on why?
No.
Yes, it is. It's much harder. It's,
What, to win the Premier League?
No. Actually, it's much. The
Yeah,
World
the
Cup
World
is much
Cup is a
harder.
lot
It's
harder.
much harder.
World
I
Cup,
actually-
you
do you
need
guys know
World
I
Cup, this is what you
actually
need to win the World Cup. You need moments players. You need a fantastic keeper who will stop the moments from happening against you. You will need a defense. You will need players who have individual talent. I'm talking about individual talent, meaning, prime example, who won the last Euros? Spain. If Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal didn't exist, and they weren't dribbling past 3-4 players every single game, Spain wouldn't be Euros champion. Because you need someone who can create a moment out of nothing. That is international football. Hell, even Italy in 2006 had individual moments players. Italy had individual moments players. Francesco Totti, Alessandro Del Piero, they had individual talent players who could defend. Buffon is an individual moment player because when someone shot, he was able to make the save. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna I actually think that this is why winning the Champions League is harder than the league. In the league, mistakes are allowed. In the Champions League, one mistake.
Mistakes aren't allowed. Same as World Cup.
Yes, you're done. Before the 90s, Brazilian teams were the best in the world. There were matches with Zico, Romario, Bebeto, Jorginho, all in the same league.
I understand what you're saying, Vinicius, but I'm talking about late 70s, early 80s. Late 70s, early 80s is when Liverpool were really great. At the time, Argentina won 2 World Cups, and their best player played for Napoli. Diego Armando Maradona. He played for Napoli. And the teams that West Germany had at the time, most of their team played for Bayern Munich, played for teams like that. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, at the end of the day, Liverpool beat Real Madrid, beat Bayern Munich. They beat teams that were dominant at the time. And by the way, people say that the Champions League is more difficult to win now. No, it's not. The Champions League was a lot more difficult to win back then. Because if you look at the list of winners from 1970 till 1990, I think there are about 10, 11, 12, 13 different winners. When you look at the last 12 years, who won the Champions League? Bayern, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Chelsea, City. That's it. And most of them is Madrid. 6 out of the last 10 times Madrid won the Champions League. 6. You want to know when's the last time they done that? 50s.
Yeah, it's. Red Indian is saying, if Mo was a sprinter, he would run with City fans.
Why is Red Indian on to you? What did you say yesterday?
Because he didn't like that I did a stream with all City fans yesterday.
No, I think there's something you said. Let us know. What did he say?
I don't think I said anything. And I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Can you
Yes.
stop with this Al Pacino energy? You're not that guy. Stop it. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Light up a cigar بالمرة.
I can.
I think-
Why not?
You think you're the fucking mafia boss? Stop it.
I can be the mafia boss. What's stopping me from being a mafia boss? I live in a
You
free
as
country.
mafia boss, wallahi they'll overthrow you in one day.
You don't know. You just don't know. But fine. والله الحمد لله الواحد يعني people grow older and you don't know. You don't know. If you met me in school, you wouldn't know. You don't know.
I'm bringing the truth out of Mo. What were you, a drug dealer?
You have no idea.
You're a
You
drug
have no
dealer.
idea.
You're a drug dealer?
You have no
Used to-
idea. But anyway.
Used to sell hashish?
Anyway, we are 470. We're 470 people here, and we need more likes. Alhamdulillah, يا أخي, I'm almost close to my 40, so خلاص. What happened in the past.
Yeah.
Andrew, if Southgate went for it at 1v1, we win. Spain were scared when Palmer scored. That was rocked by Southgate. Was too scared to go for it. It was so angry.
You want to know the problem, Andrew? Honestly, on a real level, on a football level, forget me or Mo's agenda against Southgate. He did the same exact thing against Italy in 2020. Any smart manager, at least learn from your mistakes. That's all we ask for. Meaning, Slot made a mistake against Nottingham Forest of bringing off Trent when we needed a goal. He never made that mistake again. Now, the only time that Trent leaves the pitch is if we're winning. And maybe he wants to switch to a different style or a system. Understandable. The problem is, if you remember 2020 Euros final, he was 1-0 up against England. He was 1-0 up against Italy. He was the much better team against Italy. And as soon as Luke Shaw scored, defensive football, directly, park the bus. He did the same shit against Spain. Defend. Now, forget what happened during the tournament. Before the tournament started, let's be honest here. Let's everyone cut the bullshit. Before the tournament started, if we were to make an England-Spain combined 11, probably 3 Spanish players start. By the way, you guys know that Al Nassr player became a Euro champion. Laporte plays for Al Nassr. Nico Williams plays for Athletic Bilbao. Morata, no one knows where the fuck he plays. Fabian Ruiz is on PSG. Like, sometimes he don't even start.
He was on the bench, bro. He was on the bench.
Zubimendi played for Sociedad. So let's not sit up here and act like Spain have the Barcelona and Madrid teams that are dominating the... You know, this is not 2010 Spain where it's like Puyol, Ramos, Piqué, Jordi Alba, David Villa, Iniesta, Fabregas, David Silva. That's not the team. Like, if you were to do combined 11 from this Spain versus Spain 12 years ago, not a single Spanish player would start for the team 12 years ago. I promise you, not a single Spanish player. I dare anyone tell me one Spain player that started for the team 12 years ago. Versus 12 years ago, England had Andy Carroll up top in the Euro 2012, and he scored a header that Gerrard assisted. They had Ashley Young. They had shit players playing in that side, Stuart Downing. So English players have gotten so much better. But yet they're unable to dominate. They're unable to dictate what they want to the opposition. They're unable to do any of that shit. And this is where the problems lie. That's it.
100%. طيب no. Like, I never had caught in my life. Well, have you ever even... I had a friend who used to like chew the caught thing a lot, but I've never had it in my life, actually. Never had caught in my life, طيب.
The second comment is better.
Mo Pacino was selling hashish in Shobra. You definitely, hold on, you definitely is Egyptian now. How would you know Shobra, bro?
Big up Highbury Ultra. Cook his ass.
How does he know Shobra, bro? I'm not actually from Shobra, but fine. I'm not. People wouldn't know where I'm from, but fine. And if I tell you where my high school was, if the people from Egypt don't know, but my school was in Kafr Gabal, so you just don't want to be there. And I was born in Talbiya of Egypt, so you don't want to know where is that.
I have no first time I've ever heard of it. And
Exactly. So if people from Egypt would know where is that, you know, like, it's completely different. Hybrid Ultra. You know, what is the worst take? Most Spurs and
I'll tell you why the people are upset from you with the City fans.
Yeah, why?
City fans kept saying that history doesn't matter, and if we are not alive during success, it does not count. And Judge Mo just nodded 50 minutes with this kind of nonsense. That's why.
Say that again, man. I wasn't focused.
I will read it again. Here. A City fan kept saying that history doesn't matter, and if we are not alive during success, it does not count. And Judge Mo just nodded 50 minutes with this kind of nonsense.
Actually, that was Ryan's take, right? Ryan's take. By the way, guys, if we do a show with Husam and Ryan, it will be fire. I'm gonna do the show actually.
Which one was Ryan?
You don't know. He's not like he just started YouTube. He's season ticket from Manchester, but he has really wild takes on Twitter. Wild videos. Like, he does videos on Twitter, like shorts. He's very good in debates. He's very good, but he's like you. Like, he can debate, but he won't lose his head and start
Apologize.
Like he wouldn't. Why, yeah? That's a good thing that someone that is like you.
Don't compare me to anyone, please.
Yeah. People aspire to be like you.
Don't compare.
You can debate, but you never lose your head. Morpheus, what's the worst take? Most Spurs in a title race last season. Don, Chelsea, funnel this weekend. I don't understand that take.
Moyer on that
explain?
list. Yeah, I added his name to the list.
No, but what is Don Chelsea funnel? What does that mean this weekend? More you're on that list.
This is
What
100%
list?
Google Translate, by the way. 100% you're not Egyptian. No Egyptian says بالطبع ever. That's
Yes,
not a,
you're 100% not Egyptian.
yeah, use Google Translate. Yeah.
Omar
Worst take
Rushdie
by
is
far, and
Egyptian.
he apologized
not.
for it, is Mo saying that Spurs are in title race. That's by far the worst take.
100. It's one of actually my worst ever takes.
Yes,
Ever.
and he apologized for it, and he's a man
No.
enough to say, listen, I was wrong. I'm never backing
Bro,
Spurs ever again.
It's not only backing Spurs in a title. I will never ever back Spurs ever again.
Fairs.
Like ever. Like to be honest with you, Spurs made me believe in ghosts, bro. I said that before. That Spursy thing is real. They made me believe in ghosts, actually. Morpheus. So that is the worst take. Spurs in a title, bro. Bro, I actually believe I've only seen one fall off that is worse than Spurs, which is Inter fall off in one season when we were top in December. I think we finished 7th, bro, in that league. That season.
That's a shit.
I believe we win like 11 games without even a win. And somehow, and that was the worst, to be honest. Zayn Hazard is in top 25. Woo! Hazard is in top 25 player in Premier League history. He was great player, but ghosting during 15-16 season is embarrassing. Both Mahrez and Salah are much better.
I wouldn't say
Number-
not top 25, but one thing that works against Hazard, even admittedly by the Chelsea fans, is he had the worst ever season of a superstar ever. I'm talking
Okay.
superstar.
Zayn, I'm going to go through some players that I think are above Hazard in the Premier League history. I'm going to start. Henry, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne. Right? Not if you agree, Husam. Okay, Henry, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, right? Wayne Rooney. 100%. Wayne Rooney.
I just
Riyad
nodded.
Mahrez.
Don't say 100% when I'm nodding.
100. Mahrez, right? Mahrez, come on. Mahrez with
I
City.
think Hazard is better than Mahrez.
Mahrez with City. Yo, I love Riyad Mahrez.
I'm taking
Come on.
Hazard over Riyad. I'm sorry.
Are you serious? I said
Yes.
Ronaldo, the first one, people. I believe Aguero ahead of him. David
Yes,
Silva ahead
Aguero,
of
yeah.
him. David Silva ahead of him. David Silva, come on. David Silva ahead of him.
David Silva.
Gerrard,
Yes, Gerrard, of course.
Lampard,
Yes. John Terry.
John Terry, Van Dijk ahead of him. Right?
Yes, maybe.
John Terry ahead of him.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, you can say Ashley Cole. I
Rio
believe-
Ferdinand.
Rio Ferdinand ahead of him as well. See, where are we now? Like what, 13, 14? Luis Suarez.
I think Hazard, in terms of players, is going to be
Bergkamp.
like top 15.
Do you guys want to know the truth? Robert Perez is at the same level as Hazard, if not better.
Okay, I'm not going to go that far. That wasn't even me. And I'm supposed to be the Chelsea hater, so it's not even my fault.
Why does someone don't delete, guys? I don't know who deleted Ray 2 comment, but I'm gonna unmod you if you delete a comment because you disagree with the take. Who deleted Ray 2 comment, Husam? I want to know the mod that deleted Ray 2 comment when he said Chelsea fans are quiet now. Who deleted that comment? It's on YouTube.
Abdi Haas, I can't lie to you.
Abdi Haas.
Man said Sterling
Ban-
and Mane, and you deleted the comment. Come on, Abdi.
Bro,
Haas.
have some respect, Abdi. Abdi. This is people are allowed their opinion, yeah.
Abdi Haas, what's this North Korea movement?
I don't know what's that.
Yeah, don't move like the Kim Jong Un.
Vinicius is
You know when I first clicked, I'll be honest with you, I expected it to be like not you, because you're the most incredible mod, and then we'll give you a warning this time because you're a good guy. Don't unmod him, khalas.
it's only he actually timed him out. Okay,
You
I'm gonna
actually
tell you-
typed them out. Fraud, wallahi.
Abdi, I'm gonna actually do something for you. I'm gonna put you in the same timeout as him. 1 minute. You
1
get a
minute.
timeout. I'm not gonna unmod you. I'm gonna make timeout you. deleting because he said Mane is ahead of them. Come on now, Abdi.
Come on, Abdihas.
Remember Gerrard falling by Ronaldinho nutmeg? It's not about Gerrard only.
Habibi, Ronaldinho nutmegged half the world. Yeah. he nutmegged 1 billion people probably in his career. Where are we going?
Bro, he
with
made
this?
the world laugh at Gattuso and everyone.
But that day, by the way, 2006, Liverpool were the only side at the time in English history ever to come to the Camp Nou and get a W.
Yes.
زياد على فكره انا احكي لك شغله بالعربي، انت حكيت لي الساعه 11، انت لازم تكون اول واحد بالستريم وعملناها 11 مشانك، وانا بطل بالنيو تاب وانت مش موجود. دير بالك احنا حننهي، we're gonna end after a minute by the way. So if you're not there, Ziad, we're gonna have beef because the only reason why it's at 11 is because of you. So don't fuck it up. Go ahead.
Mid-table clubs by other leagues are bigger than Premier League mid-table.
Gregory, completely disagree. Completely disagree. If you want to say Barcelona, Madrid are better than the rest of the world, Bayern Munich, you know, whatever, fair enough. The thing that makes the Premier League special is actually the mid-table clubs.
Can you define mid-table? Where does mid-table start for you?
Like 8 to 15 is mid-table, 8 to 14, 8 to 13.
Italian, for example, I believe the likes of Fiorentina are better.
No, Fiorentina isn't a mid-table team. Like
The big in Italy, there is 7 sisters, right? In Italy, Lazio, Roma, Napoli, Juventus, Milan, Inter. Now you go down a list to the likes of Torino, bigger history than the majority of the mid-table clubs in England. You go Fiorentina, bigger history. Genoa, bigger history. The mid-table clubs
I'm
in
not talking about history, I'm talking about currently.
even the level, Fiorentina, I think is better than a lot of mid-table clubs. There are other clubs in Italy as well that are better. In Spain, the likes of Real Sociedad are better. Anyway, that is my take on it. Saliba now versus Van Dijk when he first moved to Liverpool.
Van Dijk first moved to Liverpool, made Liverpool from 4th to title contender directly. So it's Van Dijk.
I'm going to tell you something, Randy TV. Van Dijk to Liverpool might be the most instant, influential transfer in football history, in Premier League history. You have no idea. Liverpool reached the Champions League final that time because of Van Dijk. Liverpool changed the way they play because of Van Dijk. Liverpool changed the way they defend and attack because of Van Dijk. People don't understand. How's that? Yalla. People are crying. Crying babies.
Yeah, Saad is crying already. Normal.
Saad is crying already.
Just a typical day. Oh my God, I can only do 1 hour. I have work in the morning. خلاص, man.
So let me do another super chat to do. One more.
Hazard plays with chunks, same weight. We don't know who was bigger, nowhere near Salah. This is true, to be honest with you. The same time that Salah has 8 GA in 7 games, the same age Hazard is playing through balls to chunks. So this is a fair point, Casper. But anyway, listen, big up to all the super chatters, big up to every single one of you guys. This stream is going to take you over to Al Ahwa. We're going to be talking about Alex Ferguson banned at Man United. We're going to be talking about Tuchel becoming the manager. We're going to be previewing Liverpool and Chelsea. And we are going to be talking about all the Arsenal injuries. Love you all. Make sure you guys are liking MHF. Make sure you guys are subscribing on your way out as well. We are, let's get to 200 likes at least. We are at 7,700 subscribers. So yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Saka is top 3 winger in the world. Salah, Vinicius, Mbappe. So yeah.
Yamal is better than him now.
And Yamal. So not yet. Anyway,
Not yet.
see you guys on Lahwa, man. Yalla mo. Let's do it.
Yalla.